about the opportunities. They just are not open. They are not exploring opportunities. So if it comes, let's say we live in this country, at the time where we live in that country, it's not about right people, right place, right time. Wherever you are, just look around, you will see people striking gold just next to you. See what I mean? Just next to you, people are striking gold. And lots of people are saying, where is the opportunity? Where is it? Wrong time, wrong place, wrong people. So, who are you? You are the one who takes the challenge, who says, okay, let's explore the opportunity. If I fail 9 times out of 10, I'm the most successful person in the world, guys. Do you understand that? If you fail 9 out of 10, you are really successful. The most successful people do not have 1 out of 10. So it tells a lot about you. So now you take the action. Okay, now, and the last one, you are saying each day in that process, okay, makes me more confident and committed to being someone who makes the difference in software testing and be more and commit to being someone whom to becoming okay, someone who makes the difference in software testing. Not becoming a QA manager, okay? Not becoming a test automation engineer, not becoming a mobile tester, or Java, C++, JUnit, Shmunit, whatever crap, guru. No. You do not measure your success in tools or languages or anything like that. Whatever position you will take, management, automation, whatever platform, environment, you want to be someone who makes the difference in software testing. That's it. Guys, that is the answer. Okay. Whatever you've done before. No matter what you did before, but you've got referrals from people you trust, you took the action, and you enjoy it. That's it. Guys, is it clear? Okay, now, you have to find your own language, guys. I'm not saying you have to repeat that stuff. That is the blueprint. Is it clear? Yeah. Now, you go to the forum. I will create the forum and that stuff before you leave today. So you come home. That is your homework for today and any time in the future. And you tell your story. Unless you have that story in writing, you won't be able to deliver much when it comes to the interview. Is it clear? Unless you did it, it's not that much in your brain. Okay? Most of your brain, not just mine too. So our brain, most of our brain, guys, is responsible for processing what comes out of cords here, voice cords, and fingers. So whatever you write, whatever you say, writes to your brain. So you have to write. Have you seen kids when they are concentrated a lot, their lips move? Why the lips move here? They are not speaking aloud, but that is what's happening here. That is how we learn. So you have to say it, you have to tell it. Here in the school, you have to talk to your mom. Maybe if you have at least 5-year-old, talk to 5-year-old. They are very smart. I face it every day. So guys, we are done with this. And now I promised you the quiz number 2, QA Basics number 2. You remember that? So we go to the place, and you know the place, but one more time, portnov.com /surveys. Okay. And the QA Basics 2 is the one you need. Okay, and let me go there and clean up from other stuff. Oh. No? So guys, some of you did it at home before the class, the survey. Okay, I will clean up. So we do not want anything which is not done in the class. Okay, clear? Okay, good. So you practiced before. Now let's see what you do in the class. No notes. Guys, there are going to be no notes when you come to an interview, guys. Let's see, we have 26 so far. And let's go one by one. Graphic user interface standards and guidelines are established by Microsoft. Guys, you have multiple answers here. And you might have multiple correct answers as well. So Microsoft establishes graphic user interface guidelines for what? For Windows. So if the application is developed for Windows, whichever platform of Windows, flavor of Windows, so it is coming under Microsoft guidelines. So I would say 100% does not hurt here. Then US government does it for what? What kind of applications? Web-based. US government publishes usability standards, including graphic user interface, not standards, guidelines, for web applications, then industry best practices. Is it important or not? Yes, why is it important? Because standard might be published 5 years ago, 3 years ago, and industry best practices changes almost every day. Microscopically, but let's say within a month you might have something. Within 6 months you definitely have few things to look at. Now, industry best practices are important. Policies of your employer might say, guys, we want certain things to be done exactly the way Google does it. Now it becomes your standard. And I can tell you more. When you go somewhere, when you start working in a company, you ask them, listen, is there any product we want to be like? At least in terms of graphic user interface. They might say, we are unique. Guys, buttons are not unique, normally. So So list boxes, combo boxes, all that. Normally, they do not want to be unique in terms of buttons and list boxes. They might be unique in technology. They might be unique in many different things. I mean, it might be graphic user interface components as well, which is very rare. So it tells them, do you want to be like someone else? And it helps you in testing, because if you have a doubt, you look at someone you want, I mean, we have to be like, and we say, okay, here is the problem. Here is this justification of why we have to fix it, because we want to be like that. International conventions, we are happy not to have stuff like that. Stanford University, with all the due respect, guys, Stanford University is smart enough not to run into that. So forget about Stanford, forget about international conventions. And I would say I would rather have 100% for Microsoft in Windows, US government in web, industry best practices, policies of your employer. I would have all for 100% and zeros for 2. Define regression testing. There is a big difference between finding the right definition, the correct definition, rather than just writing that definition yourself. So as a first step, it's okay. Next time I will ask you to write it. But define regression, making sure software error was fixed. It is good you do not run into that. We have another term for that. Some books, some people are saying it is also under regression testing definition, blah, blah. Don't run into that. We do not want confusion with regression testing. Okay, it's not about making sure the bug is fixed. Making sure software is not broken while fixing bugs. We have 3 people here, 3 out of whatever, 26. The limitation is here. It says while fixing bugs. That is a common problem people have when they answer the question. Regression is not about going and looking at the software after the bug was fixed. It's about looking at the software after code was modified. So they recompiled that software again, and it might be fixing bugs, it might be developing, further development, or it might be sometimes just configurational changes. And you know what? Something is not working anymore. So that is what we do. So we do not narrow down the scope. Okay. Normally, if you come with something like that, they still give you a chance. They say, is it just about fixing the bug, or maybe there are more? And you might say, oh yeah, there are more. But guys, you don't want that, because still it is not 100% good answer. So just you needed some assistance to come to a good one. Making sure that previously fixed bugs are not back in new release. Some products have very high probability of fixed bugs coming back. Just the nature of the application. So that is different. Not all the products have that dependency. Making sure that no error were introduced while making changes to the code. Changes to the code is pretty much what we are talking about. And 81%, I'm proud of you as a group. So retesting fixed bug reports by executing steps to reproduce. This is pretty much the first one, yeah? Making sure the software bug is fixed. How do you make sure it's fixed? You just follow the steps. I don't know what's on your screen, but I think it's much more important to look here when I'm talking, because I can tell you right away what's going to happen later on if you are not listening. Okay. What do you prefer, white box or black box testing? I'll tell you a story, real life story. We had a gentleman here. He lived in Sacramento, and he just came from Russia, and he was before in military, in Russian military. So comes to Sacramento, and what's good about military people? They know the right things. Okay, he knew if you want to be in IT, you have to learn C. Someone told him, I don't know. So he was taking classes in City College over there. And he was coming to us, to Silicon Valley, 2 hours one way, no problem, just, okay, comes here. Another thing about military, guys, is glory is involved. Military is related to glory, okay, decorated, you know. So he goes to an interview, and they ask him, they did have 3 departments. What big companies, they had 3 QA departments. One for documentation, and he really couldn't do it. His English was just at a very basic level. He couldn't write much. Another was manual testing, and another one was automated testing. And the question he got was, oh yeah, I'm sorry, it was manual and black box and white box. And so they asked him, what do you like to do? What do you prefer to do? White or black box testing? But because of the glory part, okay, he says, white box. And he couldn't do it. I mean, he didn't have enough skills, but they have an department for that. And they asked him, okay, do you know C? Because they used C. It was many years ago. So they used C. And he said, oh, absolutely. I'm taking classes at City College. Which means 2 things. Number 1, he doesn't know C. Number 2, he has no idea he doesn't know C. Which is much worse. See what I mean? If you don't know C, you might learn it. If you don't know C and you have no idea you don't know C, then it's a problem. And when he got a postcard, and there was a postcard saying he is not qualified or something like that, standard postcard, big companies still do it. And he said, Michael, how come I cannot do black box testing? I said, but you rejected. He said, I rejected? I said, yes, you said you want to do white box. He didn't realize when he comes with that glory stuff, he rejects something he would be considered for. So, and that glory piece was absolutely irrelevant. And when you go to the job market, and you have no job yet, by the way, it would be his first job in US. You know, it's not that much about glory. It's about making a living. You know, it's about starting your career, or I mean, lots of other things which are much more important than glory. So black box, let's look at the answers. Black box, it is what I'm trained to do. We are pretty much in internship interview situation, yeah? Because as a first step, we have to go to internship. It is pretty much what I'm trained to do. It's true. It is true. We teach you that. But it sounds like I would rather do white box, something more glorious, but I'm so miserable, I just cannot do it. So there is a component of misery here. That is why I'm saying it is not the best way to go. Okay. Automated black box testing. Why in the world you say something they didn't even ask you? No, really. A white box. I like to use programming languages. Right here, it's going to be okay, do you know Java, PHP? Okay, let's talk about Java, let's talk about PHP. And that is pretty much the end of story. Okay. So now, white box, it pays more money. Guys, maybe as a president of IBM, I would make more money. But who will consider me? I mean, do I really have a chance if I apply? You have to be qualified. So first you look at the jobs which you can do, and then you choose which one pays more money if you really care about money much. But then, okay, it pays, not to mention that making money, it is always in the background of each and every profession. So how much you can make there, but it's not why people choose professions. Sometimes they go for a profession which pays less, but it gives you more happiness, you know. And happiness doesn't come with money. Freedom comes with money. But you might need much less money for freedom, you know, if you have your house paid off, okay? And your kids are grown-ups, okay, and you don't pay for college, and this and that. Your definition of good enough money is much less, you know. So pays more money. A black box, it is easier to do, also miserable. Means I don't like any challenge. I just want to come, get under the desk, and stay there, so you pay me money. You know, easier to do. Black box. Yeah, that is the guys. Most of you are on that glorious and practical side. You are saying black box, since that is what you are looking for. But I would like to get involved into white box testing as well, and we all need room to grow. And people, when they hire you, they understand you need room to grow. Because imagine, let's say you're a professional person, you get a job. Right now, you know that much. And if that job requires that much, what's going to happen to you in 6 months? Nothing. You're going to stay where you've been before. Listen, the job market is not going to wait for you. Technology is not going to wait for you. So we all need certain room to grow. If you know that company has that opportunity, or you think it might have that opportunity, or because they ask you, you know. So you say, look, I'm looking for a black box position, but if by any chance there's going to be an opportunity, I am the opportunity person. I am the growth opportunity person. I want all the opportunities. Sign me in. Is it clear? Good. Okay, it's more about attitude rather than skill set here. What is quality? It's a big question. We have lots of responses here, 25, 20, okay. So what is quality? And as we discussed before, we are talking about two components when we answer that question, because one component might not be beating the competition. We have two aspects here. It says subjective term depends on to whom it is referred. Not really. That is wrong. Unless before that you say it is a customer satisfaction, which is a subjective term. Quality is not subjective unless you specify what you mean, because being up to the requirements is not subjective. It is a scientific thing. We are in engineering now. Engineering is not subjective. So you shouldn't say that. You cannot start your answer with that, because you didn't even say what you are talking about customer satisfaction. In software testing, it is a measurement of how close the actual product. Why are we talking about software testing? Did anybody ask you about software testing here? You didn't even answer what's quality yet. And then you move to software quality. Why? I mean, totally wrong. Software quality without moving to, quality without moving into software domain of quality is about two things. If you look from consumer perspective, so it's about customer satisfaction. If you look from professional QA department standpoint, engineering standpoint, it is about being up to requirements, being in compliance with whatever regulations apply and so on. That is not answering the question. Quality is subjective term. Who told you? Customer satisfaction is subjective term. Quality is not. Quality has different perspectives. Why in the world we start with subjective? Standard of excellences or customer satisfaction. It doesn't come from our graduate or our student. I don't know where it comes from. It's maybe from inside of you, but it's not what we teach here. Standard of excellence. What is standard? What is excellence? What does it mean, the whole thing? If I work in QA, if they hire me to do software testing, it's not like they stop me on the street and say, hey man, they say, no, I am applying for a job in software testing. And I'm saying standard of excellences means whatever I do, you're going to be happy with, because there is no standard. And what's excellence? It is not something which comes out of an engineer. Quality is meeting or surpassing expectations on consumer side. Yes. Not technical. Okay, the technical perspective is non-existent. To meet the guidelines and requirements of the end user. Guys, have you ever seen end user who comes with guidelines and requirements? As end users, did you ever come with guidelines and requirements? What are you talking about? What is that? Quality is general about customers' satisfaction. Okay, satisfaction. Okay, well, that is, I mean, in that question you fail as a group dramatically. So quality is a measurement of how close actual product is to expectation of the product based on the requirement. Okay, that is technical. So the consumer perspective doesn't exist. Depends who is asking the question. I told you guys, the more wisdom you acquire over time, the more often you start answering questions with "it depends," because it does depend. In our case, what do you mean in our case? What's your case? Quality is how close or how far the actual software from the requirement. Technical, okay, here is the technical perspective. So you're saying, okay, in our case means from the professional QA perspective. Oh, wait a second, where is it? I lost my perspective. Okay. Subjective attribute. What do you mean attribute? That is concentrated on delivering the product that is going to meet customer expectations. Customer satisfaction, subjective term. It will depend on who the customer is. Guys, why don't you finish the whole thing? Why don't you finish that? If you look at, okay, let me do it myself. Let's go to portnov.com/data/QA. Then I provide, okay, introduction. What is quality? Customer satisfaction, subjective term, yes, depend on who a customer is. Each type of customer will have their own view on quality. Okay, so that one doesn't come with second perspective. Okay, that is why you are doing that. Okay, so guys, we have two perspectives. We discussed that verbally. I'm sorry, probably I have to write it there because you just ignored that part. Okay, I will add it to the definition, but remember, two perspectives. Okay, two perspectives. Okay, then keep going. Developers test their code. What software testers are needed for? So guys, you're supposed to be gurus. We just discussed that. Let's see. Not necessarily. More detailed test cases are required. And the whole thing is just after we discussed it, half an hour ago, okay? Like negative, positive regression tests to minimize as much bugs as possible. Out of blue. Negative testing is done primarily by QA, yes. Regression testing is done primarily by QA, yes. Tester sees broader picture of how software is used by end user. Yes, that is what we just discussed. Testers are needed for negative and regression testing. Guys, we still have other things to do. Okay. Which developers usually do not do. It's true. In addition, testers are seeing software how the end users. Requirements are products requirements and products which they need to test. So answering the question why testers are needed. Requirements and product which they need to test. Which question are we answering here? To develop most cost economical, bug-free and time-delivered quality product. Developer test unit, tester does a whole product. That stuff, I mean, most economical, cost economical, bug-free, delivered on time. Where that comes from, when it comes to why we need testers if developers test the code. I mean, is it kind of random combination of different phrases taken out of internet, or where it comes from? Negative regression. Okay. To develop most cost economical bug-free 2 times, no? Same? Oh, okay. Let me scroll down. Wow. Developers usually test a small portion of the software that they are working on. Testers are needed because they test on a system level. True. Testers also have better knowledge of the whole product. Developers usually perform positive testing. Testers perform negative. Testers also perform positive testing. And they also perform functionality testing, not just regression. So they do certain things on the top of what developers are doing, but it is not just, it is limited to. So developers are doing positive and testers are doing negative. No, testers are doing positive as well. Developers test the logical errors, but to test other errors, we need testers. Guys, definitely developers deal with algorithms, and whatever logical things happen, they take care of it. But developers also provide user standpoint, testing. They pretend to be users for a while, so they see how it will work from the user standpoint. So developers do black box testing as well. So it is not just about logical errors. Definitely developers find errors which black box tester is not capable finding, because we do not go to the source code level. We just don't know that. Sometimes developers just develop the code, but it's not as per requirement, and they just do the unit. Well, they might not develop software as per requirement, but they still test it. And they know requirements better than testers do. So other testing types like build testing, system testing, there is need of testers. Okay, so we know where the answer is, and we have it documented, and it is going to the school forum. Okay. No. What is gray box testing? We discussed last time, and I told you it is an extension of black box testing. So the worst thing you can say here is it's a combination. Oh, that is the worst thing which might come to your mind, because it is simply not true. Okay, guys, you can go to Wikipedia. A couple of years ago, Wikipedia was terrible when it comes to software testing, and then it changed. Someone came and did a very good job. And then recently, we've got definition of gray box testing there, which didn't exist before. And someone totally ignorant comes and does it. And I believe that is pretty much where it comes from. So it is totally ignorant. Okay? Don't go for it. It is an extension of black box. In gray box testing, you do not test source code. No way you test source code. If it comes to source code, it becomes white box. So gray box testing, I'll show you the definition we give you. Where is it? Yeah, let me go there. It has to be under, maybe, you know what, maybe it's here. Black, it is not, no, it is here. It says gray box testing here. Gray box testing is using structural, design, and environment information, complete or incomplete, to expand or focus black box testing. Expand or focus black box testing to enhance testing productivity, the key by using appropriate methods and tools. You cannot expand without using tools. You cannot go beyond the graphic user interface unless you have tools. If you want to control database records, you need tools which let you in. If you want to see what happens in the log files generated by web server, application server, then you have to use maybe shell, maybe Perl, maybe C, just to to write a routine to go and parse the log file. You might need Fiddler. We will talk about all that later on. Fiddler, which is a tested web debugging tool. We have video on school YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/portnovschool. If you go there, there is a video, like 15-minute video we did on the Fiddler, which allows you to get into the HTTP requests and responses going in between your browser and web server, so you can control that part. Guys, you need tools to get there. Is it clear? Good. So that is what gray box testing is. And it is not a combination of those things. OK. Still a black box testing. Still kind of not good enough, but still a black box testing, but with achieved. While processing more knowledge of the software code, no. Inner structure, yes. Functionality makes no sense. You go beyond. You go into architectural design, data structure, protocols, log files. You go into that. GBT, Great Britain technology, I don't know, GBT, is testing of design, structure, and environment information. No. It is using design, structure, environment information for extending black box testing. It is testing between black and white. Kind of, what are you doing? In between. No, it is black box. It is extended black box. Combination, no, don't say that. Gray box testing uses structural design and environment information to expand or focus black box testing and to enhance testing productivity. That is the copy-paste from the one I just gave you. Yeah? OK. Guys, no copy-paste, and I told you it's not. It didn't even copy-paste completely. Combination of white box and black box. Where that comes from? Combination. Oh yeah, you read crap instead of memorizing and learning what we ask you to do. Then you go to, then you violate another rule. I'm telling you, don't go to the anywhere but your brain. So now you have no chance to use your brain. You just go to idiots and copy paste what they say, and the brain is given to you to differentiate between smart people and people not to follow. That is what your brain is for. Guys, if you cannot do it, you cannot do it. Extension of black box testing done without reference to the source code. Still doesn't explain much. How is it different from black box? See what I mean? It says it is a black box and it is a black box. No source code. OK. So what? It's not instrumental. If you give me that definition, I will come with more questions. You are not in business of provoking more questions, unless you do it intentionally, so they ask you something, and then you kill them. Gray box is like black box, but with some extensions, frameworks. Framework is normally for test automation. Test harness, automated test framework. I don't know, I mean, how framework would be related to ability to look through the database and using the software tools for testing. It is not about database specifically. For example, it could be working with databases for sure, but it is not the definition. Pretty much black box testing. Still black box. Like black box, pretty much black box, with some extension. Like black box, pretty much like black, some extensions, like working with, such as working with databases, framework, and so on. Kind of over the shoulder, kind of copy paste. Involves knowledge about source code and black box. Wow. Gray box testing is a combination. OK, guys, we've done enough, I think, on that. What are the common stages of software development lifecycle? Might be very humiliating to read that. Research, assess, Whose S's? Design, develop, implement, evaluate, support, requirements analysis, design, implementation, evolution, maintenance. Guys, where the whole thing comes from? Design, developing, testing, maintaining, concept develop. You know what, guys? That is a crucial thing, very crucial thing. And we give you the resource here at the very last one here. It says data SDLC. Can you see that one? And it comes from Wikipedia. I did copy it at some point from Wikipedia. Maybe it changed over there, but it gives you some idea. It says software element analysis, specification, architecture, implementation or coding, testing, documentation, maintenance. Guys, that is the basic set, basic. And that's it. You don't have to come with too many. And it is explained here. It's not just coming with stages, but also saying a couple of words about the meaning of that. Okay, so you have something to learn here. Typical problems in software requirements are, yes, ambiguity. It's a big deal, guys. Especially if you have different people developing something. So one person gets one requirement and another one gets another one, which is ambiguous, kind of, and they do different things. And they're supposed to be doing the same thing, but the understanding is different, so it's ambiguous. It's a big deal. Incompleteness is yeah, you recognize that. Repetitiveness, there's no problem. If you say same thing, 10 times, it doesn't hurt. I mean, makes no sense, but it doesn't hurt. It's not a problem. Multiplicative, I have no idea what it means. When I did the quiz, I said, let's confuse them. Okay, some of you. Contradictory, it's a big deal. Forgiveness. You can ignore the requirement, nobody cares pretty much. Duplication, there is no duplication. If you say same thing again multiple times, it's okay. Two-dimensional. What the hell it mean? What's two-dimensional requirement? It has to be three-dimensional because we live in three-dimensional world. Guys, it is just to distract you. Okay, so next time you will know. If you go back to that definition here, let me, okay. Where it should come from. Okay. I'm sorry. Have to go. Okay, when you go to that specific place, it says customers typically know what they want, but not what software should do. While look from here, incomplete, ambiguous, or contradictory requirements are recognized by skilled and experienced software engineers. That is the place where it comes from. Incomplete, ambiguous, contradictory requirements. That is what you can contribute to if you are knowledgeable enough and motivated enough and you are working there at the moment where they work on software element analysis. So then you can contribute to that. Is it clear? So it comes right from here. Good. Forgiveness. Who is better tester? The one who submits more bug reports. Oh, yeah. So, guys, definitely, in terms of who makes larger impact on the end product, is the software who has more bugs fixed. If you report 100 bugs and 10 are fixed, and I report 60 bugs, but 35 are fixed, I made 3.5 times more impact. Is it clear? That one is more important. QA manager, no respect to QA manager, see? Yeah, I mean, who is better tester? Some people, they are so, respectful. QA manager is a kind of reincarnation of, So, QA manager. I have never seen anybody who is better tester than me. Means you didn't see much in your life. Okay, but.
Why is the second one? Yeah. Because you're not fixing the bugs. You just find them and report them to developers. They're the one who fixed. Really.
Yeah, if you write bugs which nobody is going to fix or nobody fixes, so eventually we are looking at your contribution. You might say, I wrote a lot, I'm good because I think I'm good. I'm looking from the perspective of someone who pays you money. And I'm saying, okay, she writes lots of crap, nobody is fixing that stuff, and we still pay her money. And that person writes, I mean, I don't even care how many you write. I care about how many were fixed. Really, who cares how many you write? The more you write, the more workload you put on people who have to process your bugs anyway, even though we are not going to fix them. So basically, you're very destructive. You know, you eat up resources for nothing in exchange. So definitely, that is more valuable. Yes. Okay. Let's say which school is more valuable? The one which gives you more classes for the same money, or the one after which you really get a job? You say, but yeah, but I've got so many classes. We have competition with not City College, but there is an organization, City College like adult education center or something. They are subsidized by government, so they provide cheap classes basically, so subsidized. Not cheap. I think we are much cheaper if you look at the cost of it, but still. And anybody from unemployment here? Just one. Okay, 2, 3, okay, quite a few. And when they go to unemployment and they say, okay, guys, you have choices. You can go to this place or this place or that place. Some people go to them because they take that many classes for same money. Okay, if taking classes is your priority, go and take classes. If, I mean, some people, they know they can go and get a job any second. They just abuse the benefits. Okay, so then they take more classes. If you really need a job, you come here 3 months, you get a job. What are we talking about? Now, it depends on what's your priorities. So when we are saying who is better tester, we mean someone who contributes more to the success of the product.
But if the developer who is fixing the bug, maybe he's stupid, he doesn't know how to fix the bug.
Taking it literally, bug
It
fix
depends who's
should
developer
be
too.
quotation marks.
You report 10 bug reports, they're all perfect. And
If
only
the
3
developer
bugs
doesn't know how to
were
fix it.
fixed.
What do you mean perfect?
I mean, there is a problem.
Guys, we will learn in that class. We will learn how what's bug life cycle. What happens to the bug after you write a bug report? So lots of people are involved. If the bug is really important, they will make him to fix it. It's not your job to make a developer to fix it. So you just report, and then someone else says higher priority, lower priority, you know, and this and that. So then management controls developers in fixing certain bugs and not fixing certain bugs. So if you report something which is not going to be fixed a lot, so then it means you provide something which in your team, in your group, including developers and management level, it is decided, it is considered not to be of higher importance. For example, let's say you have a product which crashes each and every 5 minutes, and you write bug reports about buttons missing ellipses, or let's say label missing colon at the end, which is perfect bugs, guys, but it's crashing all the time. So that is what we are talking about here. Who is better tester? The one who contributes more. Okay. If you believe in the overall concept of making more as a result of giving more, okay, so then you have to give more. You have to give more to them in the terms they want to be benefited. So. What is ad hoc testing? Monkey testing, random use of software functionality. Guys, what are you talking about? It is not. It is not. Monkey does not think, does not plan, and monkey does not analyze what happened. Ad hoc testing is a simplified form of exploratory testing. What does it mean, simplified? All 3 components, planning, executing, and analyzing, happen at the same time. So, because in exploratory testing, there is some time for planning, some time for executing, some time for analyzing. Not much time, but still. And that is, it looks like monkey from outside, but it is not. It is not.
So what about the second answer, simultaneously?
Simultaneously planning and executing, true. Not enough, there is one more component. It is true up to a certain extent. It's not complete. Simultaneously executing and learning, true. Again, not complete. Extreme form of stress testing, garbage. Superficial, garbage. So that is garbage. So that is pretty much what it is. But not monkey testing. Guys, forget about monkey testing. The whole thing of that question was, so you learn once, it is not monkey testing. Don't say it's monkey testing, okay? There is a very nice article on that where a very respectable guy explains why it is not. Okay. So I think we are done for today's portion. And let me look at your homework assignment. So we go to portnov.com. So guys, I will give you access. Probably I did it last time, yeah? I gave you access to video page. Okay, all those things. Okay, so then, did I give you access to the online class? September 11th? Okay, good. September 11th, 2012. All the videos are there. Yeah? So we go session 1, session 2, GUI testing. So I believe we are running into bug tracking next time. Session 5. So you go to session 5 and you watch that video. It comes with PowerPoint, so you can do both. It also gives you a couple of things there. It says, go to such and such link and test, means find bugs there. Test at home and report bugs on the school forum. Okay? You do that and then you go there and report the bugs. Take the quiz on bug reporting and bug tracking. Don't take the quiz, but look and prepare, and we do the quiz next time. That is the quiz to be done. Element tool. You can go to that website, elementtool.com, and you log in. Is going to be Portnov is a group name. You say, what's the organization? You say Portnov, and then student 1, student 1. And then when you log into that bug tracking system, it has built-in tutorial in there. Familiarize yourself, play with that. Do that ad hoc and exploratory testing, which has the purpose of learning the application. Okay? So that is the bug tracking system we will use in the class. Okay, and you have access to that. By the way, guys, I give you very nice videos here, motivational in nature, meaning of life. You know. So it's very nice to keep yourself motivated. One of the very famous motivational speakers, his name is Zig Ziglar. He says, people tell us that motivation doesn't stay long. You know, as they talk, people listen, say yes, and then. And he says, same with taking shower. I mean, that is why it's recommended to take shower daily. Okay, so I give you lots of motivational videos in each and every part of, each and every session here. Is it clear? So you know what to do. Next time I will use the book to give you the assignment. Everybody has a book or not yet?
No, I don't know. No.
Did you pay the money?
It said it included.
Okay, then you just claim your book.
Do you
Where?
want to take it here to bring it to the class?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to bring it to the class. But guys, if you don't have a book yet and you are a student already, just claim your book. We have plenty of books for you. Okay, so you have 20-minute break. So you are back 12:35. А как же?